Everybody, how's it going? I'm back again. Famous last words. Hopefully we didn't have any more tornado warnings, and that break lasted around 30 seconds, it feels like. So we have another tornado warning now. The same storm. So I'll probably just hang out with you guys live for a while. This is strong rotation, okay? So really need to take this one serious. Circulation is here, southwest of Midway. And this is moving off to the east-northeast. So if you live near Rockport, Magnet Cove, we'll just say Malvern as well if you live along I-30, certainly need to be sheltered. Folks, I can't stress this enough too. I know that the sirens might be going off like in Rockwell, Lake Hamilton, or Hot Springs. If you live near Lake Hamilton, I can understand being concerned, but Hot Springs is well to the north of this, and Hot Springs is not in the warning polygon. So I want to make sure I have that clear. If you live in Garland County, only a small sliver of Garland County is involved here. This is mainly for the Magnet Cove, Rockport, northwestern sections of Hot Spring County. So now that we have that discussed, obviously the circulation involved here that's sparked this is right here, west of Friendship. So Friendship is here, Midway is right here. The circulation is right there, and this is moving off to the east-northeast. Like I said earlier, that's strong rotation. Wouldn't be surprised if we don't have a tornado on the ground here. Judging by the debris tracker here, it looks like we could certainly have something on the ground in western sections of Hot Spring County. So, once again, I'm not trying to scare anybody, but let me pull up my map real quick and see if I can give you guys a little bit more specific. RadarScope doesn't do a very good job of doing so, and I know that there's a lot of people who live here west of Midway, so it seems like there's a good correlation as far as the location goes. If you live near Highway 128, Caney Road, Highway 238, there's a Caney Baptist Church. This is close to that. If you live anywhere near Caney Road, Hot Spring County, Solid Waste, anywhere along Highway 128, we'll just say from that intersection, the 128 and 283 intersection, all the way up to Antioch, which of course eventually Antioch, north of that you have Highway 84 that runs out of Social Hill where that mountain line was hit the other day, for those of you who are familiar, all the way back over to DeRoche. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly. If I'm not, I'm sorry. But basically that triangle for Antioch down to Friendship near Midway, I can circle this for you too. Midway, we'll just say all the way up to areas northeast of Malvern, and then of course up here in northern Hot Spring County. This is moving off to the east-northeast. That line is not an exact, but you kind of get an idea. If you live in Magnet Cove, Rockport, Malvern, you certainly need to be sheltered. This very well could be a tornado on the ground. It appeared to be a tornado on the ground a few moments ago. This is definitely a tornado on the ground. Right here. That is a tornado on the ground, Hot Spring County. I want to make that very clear. If you live west of Midway, I'm going to put an arrow on it for an example. If you know someone who lives in Rockport, Malvern, or Magnet Cove, you should probably call them. Now is the time to call them and let them know what's headed their way. Trying to see if I have any live reports on this. Circulation looks like it went down a hair on that last scan, but still given, I mean, folks, this is a tornado on the ground. This circle right here. Pointing an arrow, this is moving off to the east-northeast towards Rockport, Malvern, Magnet Cove. So for those of you who are just now joining, we have a tornado warning right now in Hot Spring County, parts of Garland County as well. The circulation is here, west of Midway, and it's moving off to the east-northeast towards Magnet Cove, Rockport area. And it does appear that this tornado is on the ground, or at least was on the ground for some time. Judging by the latest scan, I'll loop this for you and show you what I'm talking about. This is a debris tracker, so this is basically data suggesting that the easiest way to explain it is that it's picking up things that are not weather related. So it could be a tree. If it hits a building, non-meteorological targets is the easiest way to explain it. And it's a great way for us to learn if there's debris being lofted in the air, thus tornadoes. So this is, I would be willing to say that somebody has possibly seen this. I don't have any confirmation. I don't have any messages from anybody with any pictures or anything like that. But I don't really need it right now to say that this was at one point a tornado on the ground here west of Midway. You can see the debris being lofted in the air. This is the only tornado warning in the state of Arkansas, I think, as of 3:57 p.m. We have some severe thunderstorm warnings and whatnot. I know that some of you are curious about where you live, but folks, I'm sorry I cannot pull off of that right now. This is not in Little Rock. Little Rock is well up here. Sorry that I don't have a camera feed right now. My camera stopped working, so basically having to work with what I've got as far as audio goes. We'll go ahead and read the National Weather Service text with you. Circulation looks far less concerning than it did 10 minutes ago, which is great news. From the National Weather Service, they're stating that a confirmed tornado is located near DeGray Lake State Park. We'll just say 12 miles north of Arkadelphia, and it's moving northeast around 30 miles an hour towards Magnet Cove, Rockport, and Malvern. The National Weather Service is referencing this is an observed tornado, so that somebody has seen the tornado and reported it to them. And like I said earlier, we really, it was pretty easy to spot early on that this was a tornado on the ground based off the debris that was being lofted. Right there, the blue and yellow and stuff on the radar, that is a great sign that this was a tornado at one point on the ground. I don't know if it's still on the ground now, but it was at one point. Sirens going off in Malvern. Yes, that's good. Malvern sirens need to be going off in Rockport, Malvern, Magnet Cove for sure. If you know somebody who is traveling south out of Little Rock for whatever reason, if you know somebody traveling out of Little Rock or Central Arkansas and going down I-30 like they're going to go to Texarkana, they're going to drive right into this. So you might give them a call and let them know, hey, there's a tornado warning where we've had a tornado on the ground in the last 10 minutes. Excuse me. Certainly don't want anyone driving through that. Jason, I'm sorry. We don't have anything in Marion County right now. This is all south of Little Rock, the tornado warning and stuff. So just normal thunderstorms in North Arkansas. I've seen your comment a couple of times. I promise I'm not ignoring you. But yeah, this is nowhere near that, so you're good to go. We've only had 2 tornado warnings this afternoon. Both have been in this general vicinity, Clark and Hot Spring County. I think this is where the bulk of our concerns will be through most of the day as far as any tornado warnings or severe thunderstorm warnings. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning up north of Little Rock. One here west of Conway and another one west of Heber Springs. That's moving off to east-northeast mainly just for some stronger winds. Happy to report that the circulation involved here in Hot Spring County, you can really see it here. Really flare up, guys. This is where it was at its strongest, right there. I'm using my cursor to identify what I'm talking about. But that has since dissipated some. I'm not saying that there's no tornado there, but it was pretty strong there for a moment. And you can still see the debris on the tracker as it loops through here. The blue and green shadings there. That is a tornado that was on the ground at one time. I've seen a lot of people comment from Hot Springs, folks. The tornado sirens might be going off. I know that there's a sliver of Garland County that is under a tornado warning, but Hot Springs, Fountain Lake, Hot Springs Village, none of that is under a tornado warning at this time. But this is a confirmed, observed tornado from the National Weather Service in Little Rock, and it's moving off to the east-northeast towards Magnet Cove, Rockport, and Malvern. This whole complex of storms is going to continue off to the east with time. We've had a couple of tornado warnings today south of Little Rock, and it's going to continue east-northeast with time. Hopefully, famous last words, like I said earlier, this is our last tornado warning of the day. I'm probably just going to stay with you guys live for a little bit so we can hopefully avoid going back and forth on live stream. But thus far, this is the only show in town. We had a warning earlier in Clark County and now this one. And the circulation just doesn't look like it did earlier, which is great news. it's good to hear that the sirens are going off in Malvern. It does look like our circulation is going down some, which is great. Brian, brother, this is nowhere near that. No tornado warnings or anything there, but just some general storms this afternoon in White County. But this is the other side of Little Rock, brother. So we're good to go there. Yeah, Ryan, you're good in Northwest Arkansas, man. This is a long ways away from Fayetteville and Springdale and all that good stuff. No concerns if you're at the Razorback game or anything like that. Yeah, Beverly, I'm not going anywhere. As long as there's tornado warnings up, I'll be live. I'm not going anywhere. I hopped off earlier hoping we wouldn't have any more, and we, of course, did right after. We do have, just for those, I know obviously some of you guys might be joining on and off. It is 4:03 p.m., and we have storms moving east right now. We have one tornado warning, which is in Hot Spring County, Malvern, Rockport. Folks need to be sheltered. We have a few severe thunderstorm warnings, mainly for wind, but this is the only tornado warning in the entire state of Arkansas, and it is moving. The circulation associated is moving off to the east-northeast towards Magnet Cove and Malvern. As far as Lonsdale, Travis, it's going to probably be another 25-30 minutes before it gets there, brother. This is moving northeast at around 30, so not real fast. Very concerning, obviously, a trend with this storm really flared up real quick there in southwestern Hot Spring County and likely produced a brief tornado at a minimum west of Midway. But for now, it does seem like the circulation has died off some, has become a little bit less organized, but it's certainly produced a tornado there west of Midway. I would be shocked if we don't confirm something there. And like the National Weather Service said, it was an observed tornado. I don't have any images of the tornado or anything like that. I'm looking at my inbox to see if I'm missing anything, but I don't see anything. So, yeah, it's moving pretty slow, around 30 miles an hour. This circulation is. We have storms to the south of this, so I'm not trying to ignore anyone, but we do have a severe thunderstorm warning near Ralston, moving up to Chidester. So moving east towards the Camden area, Bearden, Sparkman, and Carthage. This will all continue to move east with time this evening. And along with these storms, too, here in central Arkansas, moving through Perryville, Morrilton, headed for Conway, Greenbrier. But most of this, guys, to be honest with you, is just rain and thunder. Really, the only concern at this time is the tornado warning here southwest of Little Rock along I-30. And I'm not trying to pull off of that, but I will say that the circulation just doesn't look as strong as it did a few minutes ago. So, great news there. Jake, I mean, I can't say that there's no chance for a warning in Benton right now, but the trends are good so far. Hopefully we'll be good to go in Benton and Salem and Bryant as these storms continue off to the east. But it's close, so we'll have to keep a close eye on it. You know, these storms are – it's almost like this storm was engulfed. We had a tornado warning in Clark County earlier down here near Gum Springs and Arkadelphia, and it's almost like it handed off to this one, and now that's moved off to the east. So hopefully we don't have a trend of these storms just kind of handing off circulations this afternoon. And it's going to be a few hours before it gets to you guys. This storm activity is still west of Little Rock, so it's going to be at least a couple of hours. So, no, nothing in Truman, Luna. This is still west of Little Rock, so no concerns to you at this time. Tammy, it's going to be a few hours before it gets to Jonesboro. Northeast Arkansas in general, guys. If you're watching, Northeast Arkansas, if you live in Northeast Arkansas, it's going to be an hour or two before this activity. I mean, I see this stuff here in North Little Rock. But this is just rain and thunder at this time. So nothing too concerning at this time. The worst of it is certainly south of Little Rock at this juncture. Hopefully we can get rid of some of these cranky storms down here, but we've had a couple that have kind of flared up a little bit. The circulation responsible for the tornado warning and why I am live is here in Hot Spring County and a small sliver of Garland County. But it has certainly weakened since I came on earlier. Yes, it is, Kaylee. But if you live in Magnet Cove, Rockport, or Malvern, certainly I would still heed the warning. Obviously, if the National Weather Service feels that there's still a need for a warning, we're going to take it seriously and treat it as so. So if you live anywhere in northern Hot Spring County, certainly remain sheltered. This storm has a history of producing tornadoes in the last 30 minutes or so, so certainly something to keep an eye on close. Donna, no, I don't think so. I think you're good to go. I'm going to loop the radar real quick and answer a few questions while we're monitoring these storms. Kathy, the storms are likely in Mayflower over the next 30 minutes or so, and some of them could be strong, but it looks like the worst of it is south of Little Rock. It looks like the National Weather Service is just issuing severe thunderstorm warnings as the line progresses. You can see we have one here north of Guy, Conway, another one west of Conway. We've got one here west of Little Rock. Well, of course, we have our tornado warning, and the severe thunderstorm warnings go all the way down dang near to Texarkana. I mean, it's a long ways down. So we've got a line of storms that are moving east, excuse me, that will pose a strong wind risk, perhaps some hail. And I can't rule out tornadoes, although I don't think the risk is real high. It looks like we've had about one today so far. So unless we've had more we don't know about, it seems like our low risk of tornadoes are verifying quite well. So hopefully it stays that way and we don't have any more storms act up. Yeah, so this is all going east. The complex itself is moving to the east, but the localized motion, if you look closely, has that northeasterly movement, and they did cancel the tornado warning there in Hot Spring County. So if you live in Malvern, Magnet Cove, that tornado warning has been canceled. So I want to make sure I make that very clear. We have no tornado warnings as of 4:08 p.m. I'm going to give this a minute. Of course, before I hop off live, I don't want to do the hop on, hop off stuff with tornado warnings. Answer some questions. So, Tina, the severe weather concern is over in Fayetteville. As far as for now, I guess it's certainly possible. It seemed like earlier we had some showers and thunderstorms in eastern Oklahoma. That's way up there. Yeah, no concerns in northwest Arkansas this time. This is all way southeast of Fayetteville, the Razorback game. So, Ashton's in North Little Rock. A lot of storms headed your way, Ashton. All this stuff west of Little Rock has to move east, so it will be there within the hour. Same with Benton, Hot Springs. The worst of it is moving through now, McKenzie, and will move east of your area within the next 20 minutes. No tornado warnings or anything like that in Hot Springs. And guys, once again, I'm so sorry that I don't have a camera. I know it's weird just listening to audio, but my camera stopped working, so that's just fantastic. Yep. It's been canceled. The tornado warning has been canceled. We are good to go as far as no tornado warnings as of 4:08 p.m. on Saturday, October 18th. So just severe thunderstorm warnings, the yellow polygons that you can see on your screen. Sheridan, Haley, you've got storms moving in here pretty soon, within the next 20 to 30 minutes likely. Austin says you're getting in the stand tomorrow. Zach, yes, I wasn't able to hunt today, of course, because of this, but I will be hunting tomorrow, yes. Especially in the morning. That cold front should have a move in the morning. So good luck, Austin, if you're going. Felicia's asking about Washtenaw County. We do have storms in South Arkansas. I think this is going to continue to fill in over the next hour or so as this complex continues to move east with severe weather risk, of course, strong winds and hail. Haley says, so the rain coming into Jacksonville, or Jackson, I'm guessing you're saying Jacksonville is what you meant to say, Haley. Will that lower the instability? So, yeah, I mean, I see the rain shield that you're referencing. I just don't think the severe weather risk up there is really high anyways. So maybe some gusty winds, if anything. I think the tornado risk is very low in that part of the state. Really, the only tornado risk that has kind of verified today has been south of Little Rock, where it's just a little bit, seems like the atmosphere is just a little bit more juiced in that part of the state. So, Haley, same goes for Jackson County, be the same thing. So, I think you guys are going to be okay. We'll keep an eye on it. Allie says, is Siloam going to have tornado watches? No tornado watches in Siloam Springs. Nothing in northwest Arkansas, guys. One is asking, how is Batesville looking? You've got storms moving in now, just rain and thunder, really. No warnings or anything like that, and I don't think you're going to have a lot of problem. Dylan, no, we do not have a tornado on the ground right now. We did earlier in Hot Spring County, but that warning has since been canceled. Zoom out just a little bit so you guys can see them. I'm going to go ahead and loop the radar while I'm answering these questions, too. What about El Dorado? Ashland, we have storms to the west of El Dorado moving east now, so it will likely move in here over the next hour and a half. So, Jamil says, how do you feel about Pulaski County? You have some storms moving in soon. Some of them could be strong. We've had tornado warnings in that part of the state, so we're going to keep a close eye on that. Christine, it'll be a couple of hours before this is all moved out, with maybe some lingering showers through the evening. Gina, that warning has been canceled. There's no tornado warning in Hot Springs. There wasn't a tornado warning in Hot Springs. It was just in southeastern Garland County. You're safe. Samantha, it's impossible to say a specific town getting a tornado. Wynn is not under a tornado watch, and no, I don't think there will be tornadoes. I feel like the concern really in Wynn is more so like gusty winds and whatnot. I guess I can't never say never, but I feel like the risk is very low, and hopefully it stays that way for Wynn. Jesse says, late to the party, what's brewing for Baxter County? Nothing. It looks like just rain and thunder for now as that moves through. So, absolutely, Gina. Daryl, I'm not sure what the National Weather Service is, if they're going to do more tornado watches in northeast and eastern Arkansas, or if they'll just do severe thunderstorm watches, or if they'll just leave it alone. So, I'm not sure, to be honest with you. I don't work for the National Weather Service, so I wish I could say. Juanita, no, I don't necessarily, it's going to get too bad, but there's some stronger storms possible in that part of the state here over the next hour or two. Natalie, we do have storms moving into Benton here very soon. Benton, Saline County in general, Pulaski County is up next. So from Conway up in Faulkner County, well down to Sheridan, Carthage, the stronger storms are moving in soon. Heather, I think so. Yeah, the risk is pretty low. Try not to answer the same ones twice, guys. I know that some of you guys might live in the same area as other people, but if I've already answered it once, I don't want to spam the same place over and over. Tina, yes, that tornado warning is over for southern Garland County. It's moved off the board. They took it off. Yep, Maddie, White County is under a tornado watch until 8. Yep, sure is. Landy, I think you're going to be okay in Arkadelphia now that the main line has passed. Becky, yes, I think so. I just don't foresee a whole lot of issues there in Mountain Home right now. Cassie, yeah, storms will likely move into southeast Arkansas later this evening. You know how it goes in southeast. It seems like you guys always get it later than everybody else. So it's going to be a little bit before that activity makes it all the way to you. I do want to point out this storm here that is south of Sparkman, near Chidester, north of Camden. There is some possible hail in this storm. Just a heads up, obviously a pretty rural area there north of Camden if you've ever been in this part of the state, but people still live there. If you live in Bearden, Thornton, Fordyce, this is west of you, so we'll likely move east-northeast at a time. So just a heads up on that, but no tornado warnings or anything like that. Just a few severe thunderstorm warnings as of 4:15 p.m. The Hogs play here in about 15 minutes, so hopefully we good to go on weather up there. Yeah, it's forming into more of a line now. Really, in all honesty, guys, this activity north of Little Rock is very disorganized. This is just rain and thunder up here. A lot of this is just rain and thunder. The more organized storms are still south of Little Rock. That seems to be the trend right now. Kalins and Greene and Clay County. Storms are possible here over the next couple of hours. This is going to continue moving east into that area, but for right now, it seems like just rain and thunder with maybe some gusty winds at times. Dahlia, I don't think the tornado risk is very high whatsoever. We've had 2 tornado warnings, and I think we can confidently say we've had 1 tornado today, and that's it. I just don't foresee us having a whole lot of issues the rest of the evening. Famous last words, but hopefully we don't. But we'll keep an eye on it. That doesn't mean we can't have some more rotation, a couple more tornado warnings this evening. We'll keep a close eye on it. I'm going to probably stay alive for another 5 minutes or so. And then hop off. Of course, I'll probably have to hop right back on if we have another tornado warning. Hopefully we don't. But if you guys have questions, be sure to ask them. I'm going to keep a close eye on these storms south of Little Rock, though. These are the ones that really pique my interest at the moment. But for now, it just looks like general storms, some strong winds. So, yeah, absolutely. I appreciate you guys watching. I know today's tough. We got the Razorback game. People have plans, weddings. It's a Saturday. People don't want to sit around and watch the weather. I completely understand, but I appreciate you guys watching. Analia is asking about Newport getting strong rain. It just looks like rain and thunder for now. Can't rule out some gusty winds or anything like that. But I like the weather, and I would like to be a weatherman. Do you have any advice? Yeah, Daryl, just keep studying, man. Keep studying weather. Learn all you can. College is great education. Never stop learning, though. I learn something every single week. The more you learn about meteorology, the better off you'll be. So, what's up, Jeremiah? Thank you, Kay. All right, I appreciate it. What's our tornado risk in Conway? Very low, Miranda. Storms are moving through Conway now. Your severe risk is going down dramatically. It's just rain and thunder. Krista says, that's how you jinx us? Yeah, I know. I should probably just shut my mouth about hopefully having no more tornado warnings, but famous last words. Haley, that's honestly a pretty good idea. I guess I forget sometimes that you guys can't see the time on my radar scope app. Right here. See that in the top right corner? I'm sorry. That's my fault. I try to repeat the time too so everybody knows. I'll kind of make the screen a little bit more fit so you can see that. Yes, Jasmine. Yeah, should be good to go. Vivian, I think you'll be okay. Northeast Arkansas, the risk is pretty low. It's really low universal, but if you live or are trying to get to Jonesboro, please understand that you could encounter rain and thunderstorms as you travel that way. These storms are going to continue east with time this evening. I can kind of show you guys what I'm talking about. Is my feed cutting in and out for you guys, or is it okay? Like the audio and everything. Can you guys hear this okay? Because it's showing that I'm dropping frames, and I don't really... Oh, maybe I'm not. No, it has 0 drop frames. Yeah, you bet, Haley. Hartman Highway 9. Yeah, so storms are moving east, Mary. Really, the concern is strong winds. Maybe some hail, but the tornado risk is very low this evening. Amanda says, I haven't heard anything about Southwest. Light rain, and we always lose power. Yeah, I mean, most of the activity is starting to move out of Southwest Arkansas now, so into Central and eventually Eastern Arkansas. That's probably why I haven't heard a whole lot about it. We did have some tornado warnings in Southwest Arkansas earlier, but we don't have any right now. Okay, cool. Thank you guys for the sound confirmation. Cool. I hadn't asked, but nobody was saying anything, so that makes me feel like it was probably okay, but just want to make sure. Hear you just fine. And I'm sorry, guys, that I don't have a camera. My camera stopped working, so it's just me on the mic. It's really weird talking into the mic only. I'm so used to having the camera on me. It just feels a little odd. Hello from Canada. I got people from Indiana, Canada. All right. Let me do one more sweep real quick before I get off here. I really don't want to get off and have to go live right after and reboot the live stream. I'm so scared that Facebook and Twitter and all that stuff is going to think I'm spamming or something if I do that. But I don't know. Melvin, it's going to be a little bit. You're in Forest City. It's going to definitely be it'll probably be the next hour and a half, 2 hours at the most. Maybe not even that long, honestly. Storms are already making it to Little Rock now, so. Carolyn, it's going to be. Storm's a little bit closer to Jonesboro now. It's probably going to be about an hour, hour and a half or so before the main wave, the main bulk of it gets to you. Carly, storms are moving into Searcy now, White County, but it's just rain and thunder. So, Lacey, storms are moving through that area now, but they will soon exit the area over the next hour or two. The severe weather risk is extremely low, near 0 in Mountain Home. Yeah, Darren, I've been watching it. That's what's kept me on. Is this storm down near Camden? Just seems like it's trying to be a little cranky. It's kind of frustrating because I was really hoping this one was kind of lose its steam, but it's got a lot of lightning in it. Maybe a little bit of hail. It's hard to say. It's a pretty good ways from the radar site. I'm keeping a close eye on it, though. They did reissue the severe thunderstorm warning that was in Hot Spring County well out toward all the way to Pulaski County, so south of Little Rock, Sweet Home, East End, Redfield, Sheridan, Prattsville, and Traskwood, Haskell, and Benton. This is a strong storm. This is the one that produced the tornado earlier. There's no tornado warning at this time. It's 4:22 p.m. But it is moving off to the east-northeast. So if you live south of Little Rock near Redfield or East End or maybe even as far south as Sheridan, especially between East End and Sheridan. I've driven that a few times going down south out of Little Rock. You will likely encounter some pretty strong storms as it moves off to the east-northeast. Then, of course, we have severe thunderstorm warnings to the south of that from Leola down to Carthage, Bearden, Sparkman, Chidester, areas north of Camden, and points in between. And then we have a severe thunderstorm warning that will likely be canceled fairly soon that stretches from Hot Springs. Hot Springs is not under a warning at this time, up to the northeast to Fountain Lake, Lonsdale, and so on. And then we have the severe warning up to the north that I have a feeling is not going to be around much longer. That does include Clinton, Fairfield Bay. The bulk of the problems remain south of Little Rock at this time. Kenneth, there's just not a whole lot going on in Hope, brother. Just rain and thunder at this time. The worst of it is certainly to your east at this time. Jody, if you're in Judsonia, storms are moving into the area pretty soon. But right now it just looks like rain and thunder. I'll let you know if that changes, of course. But right now it just looks like rain and thunder. It'll be out of Malvern and Hot Springs pretty soon, Mary. The worst of it is certainly moving off to the east towards Prattsville, Traskwood, and Haskell so soon. Sydney's in Des Arc, which is east of Little Rock. Sydney, you'll likely have some storms moving into Des Arc here over the next hour and a half. But most of it right now just looks like rain and thunder. We'll see, that main line will eventually move in, but the main concern is just some gusty winds, if anything. Tammy's in Jonesboro. I have rain and thunder moving in fairly soon. We'll just say over the next hour and a half or so in Jonesboro, hour and a half, 2 hours at the most. Adley, some of them could get stronger as they move east, but I feel like the bulk of the problem here is just some gusty winds as storms really intensify. I do think that some of them could lose a little bit of steam later this evening. We'll see, though. Dahlia, the tornado risk on North Little Rock is pretty low. It's not zero, but it's pretty low. Michael's in Cabot. Rain and thunder moving in now. The bulk of the storm activity is still a little bit to your west there, but it'll be there within the next hour or so. Kind of the same goes for everybody else. Same in Cabot. Stronger winds are possible. Low tornado risk. Jake's in Benton. We got rain and storms moving through the area now. The worst of it is to your south, Jake, near Traskwood and Haskell and Prattsville as that moves off to the east-northeast towards East End, Sweet Home, and Redfield. Haley is in Valonia and Conway. Rain and thunder moving through the area now. No warnings or anything like that. The risk looks pretty low at this time for that area. It is so weird just talking into the mic and having no camera. I don't know why. I guess I'm just so used to having the camera. Hopefully you guys don't mind just the mic. Watching the storms here to the south. It's Clark, Dallas, Grant, Hot Spring, and Washita County. Obviously, watching these storms really in the northern section of Washita County, specifically north of Camden and East Camden. I'm giving this until 4:30, and then I'm getting off live. If there's no tornado warnings by 4:30, I'm hopping off, and I'll obviously hop back on. Even if the Razorback game's on, I'll still be on. I hope that we don't have any more warnings, but I said that earlier, and we had one 30 seconds after I got off the live stream. So if you guys have any more questions, be sure to get them in now. There's about 4 minutes, and I'm going to hop off. So I wish I could figure out my camera issue. I don't know what the deal is with this thing. I thought I had another camera in here, but I guess I don't. I've lost it. What am I going for right now? Mercedes, if you're in Batesville, rain and thunder are moving in now. The risk looks pretty low for any severe weather, though, in Batesville at this time. Taylor, I can't rule out, lingering showers and storms in Hot Springs this evening, but the severe weather risk, yes, I do think is fairly much over for Garland County at this time. Yeah, Melinda, once the main line passes, your severe weather risk goes down dramatically. Sorry for coughing. Ethan, the risk in Memphis is pretty low, but yes, it's a universal risk across eastern Arkansas as far as like a low severe weather risk, strong winds, maybe some hail and a tornado or two. That's exactly what's happened today. We've had some stronger winds, we've had some hail reports, and we've had, I think, one tornado in Hot Spring County. That's, as far as I know, that's all we've had. So, hey, Leo, will be through Faulkner County in the next hour or two. Like the bulk of the activity will be well to your east by that time, I would think. This storm in Washita County is going to keep me on, isn't it? Oh my gosh. Well, we'll just have to see on that. We have no severe thunderstorm warnings north of Little Rock. They're all south of Little Rock now, which has kind of been the trend this afternoon. The bulk of the problems being south of Little Rock. But guys, just a heads up, it's almost 4:30. I'm going to hop off at 4:30. Famous last words. Obviously, the Razorbacks play at 4:30. I'm going to try to watch the game just like a lot of other people. But if we have any tornado warnings, I will hop back on here and go over it with you. Julie is in Lone Oak. Storms will be there within the next hour and a half, Julie. So low severe weather risk, but it's not zero. Sierra, you're going to be driving in thunderstorm activity if you're driving in that area soon. So just a heads up. Christian's in BB. Rain and storms moving into the area here pretty soon. With a low severe weather risk. So, all right, guys. I'm really hoping that these storms in South Arkansas don't do anything. But strong winds and maybe some hail will be possible. I'm going to keep a close eye on it. And like I said earlier, if we have, sorry for the loud noise, if we have any tornado warnings, I'll be right back here live with you to discuss it and do my usual with no camera, I guess, because my camera's not working. So, I'll talk to you guys later. Hopefully, no more tornado warnings. So. I'll be back if needed. So have a great Saturday evening, and I'll have more updates.